Mandatory vasectomies for baby boys. Yeah, I said it. And if that made you flinch, good. You won't want to miss part 2 either. Trust me. You want to solve half of society's problems? Start there. Because here's the truth. Men don't want to wear condoms. They don't want accountability. They want raw. And when the baby comes, they say, oh, it's not my problem. So fine. Mandatory vasectomies. Problem solved.
Close your legs whenever he says he wants to go in raw. Problem solved. Last time I checked, it takes 2 to tango, and pregnancies are the responsibility of 2 people. You want to do what to babies just because you can't keep your legs closed? What exactly makes them responsible for your actions? Vasectomies are not 100% reversible, and you already know that. But you would do that anyway because you would rather destroy entire future generations before you would look at yourself.
Single motherhood cut in half. Generational trauma reduced. And crime would plummet, because fatherless homes are the #1 pipeline to gangs, violence, and prison. Fix the fathers, fix the future.
Stop throwing fathers out of your home just because you don't feel validated every single day. Since you decided to have kids and took on that responsibility, maybe it's time for you to consider your kids first before you consider yourself. If you want to fix the future but you decided to kick the father out of your home anyway, the least we can do is let him into your kid's life. Or even better, considering that kids do so much better when being raised by single fathers, give him custody of the kids.
This one move would take women out of survival mode, kids out of poverty, and society out of chaos. And the only ones mad would be the ones that never wanted accountability in the first place. So yeah, call it savage. But if we snip the problem at the root, we'd finally see what society looks like when women aren't carrying it all.
Now the only one mad are the ones that are still somewhat normal in the head, regardless if they're parents or not. There's not a single normal in the head woman or man that will have kids pay for your actions.
Let's talk return on investment, because mandatory vasectomies, the return on investment would be insane. If you saw part 1, you already know that society would transform. But if you didn't, pause right here and go watch that one first, because this is where it gets good. Fewer abortions, which mean lower healthcare costs. Fewer kids born into broken homes, which means less crime, less violence, and fewer prisons. That's billions saved every year. Billions. The foster care system would be less overloaded. Court systems cleared. Healthcare spending down. And even the economy grows because women are no longer shackled to survival. They're free to build careers, businesses, and futures. And children, they get a life of stability. They get safety. They get a chance at life without chaos. And that, my friend, is the real return on investment. Not just dollars, healthier families, safer streets, and stronger communities. And all because men finally had to prove that they were worthy of reproducing. So yeah, cry about it, kings, but the numbers don't lie. Vasectomy is the investment with the highest return on society we will ever see.
Whenever you say we will ever see, you don't have the numbers, so the numbers do lie. You do not have the numbers, so far all you have is your opinion, and you're a bit cuckoo, so your opinion is not worth all that much. Even more when you're talking about future generations, considering there will be none. Not only that you will have less kids, because you were right about that part, but you will have almost no future generations. Because once again, vasectomies are not 100% reversible, and the longer you have one, the more chances are you will be stuck with one. And all that just because you couldn't close your legs, or that you were so much into your animalistic instinct that whenever he said no protection, you couldn't say no? You were one or were not doing it?
We've done part 1 and part 2. Now let's talk about why we're in the mess we're in. It's patriarchy. Men have been running the world for thousands of years. And look around. Does it look like this is working? They built systems that benefit them. Marriage laws, child support laws, custody laws that all support them and are stacked against women. They built religions that told women that it was holy to serve men. They built governments where women couldn't even vote until yesterday in history's timeline.
Yes, and using the same timeline, men could vote just the day before yesterday. Was that the generational trauma you were talking about earlier? The one that you want to fix with vasectomies for babies? Women couldn't vote until yesterday, and that's why you can't keep your legs closed today?
And now we are living in the wreckage. Single moms drowning, kids growing up without stability. Women carry the weight of families, economy, and communities, while men still like to call themselves leaders. But let's be real, patriarchy was never about leadership. It was about control, and society has proved that that doesn't work. Mandatory vasectomies, this isn't just about reproduction. It's about flipping the script. It's about holding men accountable in a world where they have never been. So no, the way things are is not natural. It's not God's plan, it's patriarchy's plan. And that plan has failed. Don't miss this because part 3 is the real truth. Men running the world is what got us here. Women in leadership is gonna be what saves us.
Not if they're all like you. The one thing that is even more disgusting than these videos is the amount of yes queen in her comment section listening to her like she's the new messiah or something. Don't miss this because part 3 is the real truth. Mama, you were already on part 3. It's not even that hard to count. 1, 2, 3. It's not even, or it shouldn't even be that hard to know or remember or even guess that you already posted 2 parts before this one. Keep in mind that this is who people listen to and not just listen to, but take what she said seriously. Let me give you another example of who she is and what she is like and how she thinks.
And just remember, you can't ever fully trust a man. All you can do is enjoy your time with them, okay? Now let's focus on the second part. Enjoy your time. Don't get stuck on the you can't trust him part. That's not the point. I didn't say you couldn't trust him at all. I said you can't trust him fully. Big difference. Even if you've been together 50 years and he's never cheated or lied or let you down. Even if he brings you coffee and rubs your feet, you can't fully trust him. You want to know why? Because life happens. Men have heart attacks. Men change. Men die. Men switch their careers and lose their minds. Men go to therapy and think they've discovered polyamory. So no, he might not cheat, but he might snap or vanish or start a podcast. All you can do is just enjoy your time.
You could never fully trust your man because he might die one day. This is who women listen to. Remember these other 3 ladies that I thought they were way worse, but this one lady made all 3 look like geniuses?
Don't love your job, job your love.
Name one thing that women created. 8 billion people.
The type of men you want to avoid are men who are born on their birthday. Avoid them like the plague.
I love when the ex-wives bring up the statistic without giving it a single critical thought, as if it's supposed to be an insult to single mothers and not an indictment on men and the fact that they abandon their children. Did you know that crime is directly correlated to poverty? Yeah, the strongest indicator that one will later pursue a life of crime is socioeconomic status, and since women on average make anywhere between 75 to 85 cents to every dollar a man makes, it stands to reason that if a woman is abandoned by the man that she reproduced with, that she's likely living in poverty. And since poverty is directly correlated to crime, that puts these children at risk. And that's likely because poverty is also directly correlated to things like childhood trauma or lack of parental supervision or involvement because mom's working so many hours just to survive in this economy, and also because they tend to live in cheaper neighborhoods with lower rents and higher crime. And that, of course, leads to later criminal behavior because of the exposure and the survival instinct that is involved there. So I blame men for taking their second income and running with it.
Oh no, what a surprise, you blame men. There are also 2 studies to consider here. One, men don't really leave relationships. Women do at about 75% of the time. So if he didn't really took his money and left, then you can't really blame him for doing it, right? Second study, kids that are raised by single fathers tend to do way much better than kids that are raised by single mothers. So if he didn't took his money and left, maybe give him custody of the kids. You are doing everything for the happiness of your kids and for the well-being of your kids, right? Wrong. Because if you even for a second consider the happiness and the well-being of your kids, you won't leave that relationship just because you didn't feel sane that day.